जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad Bhattacharjya Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন. कृपया ध्यान दियो.
Well, they've done it. That's right. Gujarat were put into bat by Bengaluru, and we were talking about how they haven't been getting 200 scores, how this surface does not lend itself to being a 200 kind of surface, and it looked like that in the power play. It was a 42-run power play. But after that, Sai Sudharsan and Shahrukh Khan turned it on. Jeez. And Sai Sudharsan, well, he turned it on so good, he just never turned it off, which was great for Gujarat because he's been unbeaten at 84 and he's got them in 49 deliveries. And there's Shahrukh Khan who scored his 58 at almost a strike rate of 200. So he was fantastic today. And the two of them were the backbone of this Gujarat innings, which has gotten to 200 for the loss of 3 wickets in 20 overs. Well, you're watching Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me are Simon Doull and Joy Bhattacharjya. Dooley, they will take 200 7 days a week and twice on Sundays.
Absolutely. I think it's looking at the surface, looking at the way the spinners bowled. You think about Noor, Rashid, Sai opportunities for Gujarat. I think that's a very good score in these circumstances. Batting first, looked like pace off from the seamers was also tough to hit. Miller really struggled, so that tells you that it's not an easy surface to come in and get going on. So the guy that stayed there, I think, did a terrific job in Sai Sudharsan. That was a really, really good innings, and they would take that very, very happily.
Yeah, well, the way Sudharsan was batting, well, we got to say, Joy, the way Sudharsan was batting, the Bangalore bowlers must have a few times gone, Sai. Right? And they didn't.
Yeah, and there are enough sizes. Sai, who's going to come and bowl as well.
That's right. And he'll also want to. But he must have said Sai the last game when he just got the ball in the 19th over. He's going,
first over. Exactly. No, but I think also I was really happy. I mean, Shahrukh Khan, we've been hearing about him. Obviously, all these teams rate him because they pay a lot of money for him in the auction. Yeah. But he's never really shown us what he can do. Perhaps today he got the time. He got enough time and he showed us he's not just a slogger. Took his time. But when he whacked them, it was out of the ground. Absolutely superb innings. And I think the big thing about him was he was the aggressor when Sudharsan was still, just playing it around and was happy to play around him. And he basically made the first move.
Well, bear in mind that when Shahrukh came, he's a nervous starter, Dooley. There was the half kind of run out. It's like, get back in your crease. You can't be getting out this way every time. And then the first few balls of Karan Sharma, he looked at C. So you can tell from today that Shahrukh's a proper bat. Just needs a few balls to... He's not your... turn it on from ball one.
No, and he came out, I think he did the right thing. As you said, he looked nervous, he looked jittery to start with. But when you just push the ball around a little bit, give yourself 5, 6, 7 balls. When you've got that sort of power, you can actually up your strike rate at the back end, which is exactly what he did. And you take some time to assess the surface. It was turning a little bit. Karan Sharma bowled some nice deliveries to him early on. He's just trying to get off strike. He's looking for that one. So a slightly nervy start, but once he got going, I mean, there's one off Maxwell I thought was going straight up in the air.
Yeah.
Ended up probably 15 yards over the boundary.
Low off the bat, in fact.
It was
really, really low.
Yeah, absolutely. So we know he's got power. But it's great. What I've seen a lot more often this year is when this Indian talent is getting an opportunity, it is making the most of it, on a regular basis. And I think that's something that GT will be really happy with today.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, 3 of us may just become consultants for GT really soon because the 2 people we spoke about the most are the ones who unlocked it for them today. We spoke about Sai Sudharsan and his strike rate and that he's got the game to do it, and the fact that Shahrukh Khan can really hit some big shots and today might be the day he do it. Both of them, we are like crystal ball gazers, man. The crystal ball gazers. But let's just talk about that partnership because the partnership, and putting it in context, those numbers are great just standalone. Put it in context that they have come in trouble. They were in trouble. Both openers gone early, both gone cheap. Shubman Gill not looking as big today. Then they come and do this.
Exactly. They're
200 strike rate partnership.
Exactly. They're not timing. Shubman is not timing the ball and Miller is not timing the ball. That's telling you a little bit about what this pitch is about.
Yeah.
So which actually suits a guy like Shahrukh because Shahrukh has the brute force, But interestingly, I mean, Sudarshan doesn't have that brute force, but the timing he had today, and because he stayed so long, he was able to sort of adjust to that pitch. I mean, his timing and his placement was exquisite. I mean, towards the end, he hit exactly 2 boundaries. It's literally with a geometry set, he's bisected that gap. He's literally taken it exactly in the middle.
Thrice there were 3 fours back to back. He bisected 1 on the offside and 2 on the onside.
Exactly.
But I think that's the key of his batting, is just knowing how to play the conditions.
Yeah, and I think, his background, obviously, Tamil Nadu, where it can be a little bit slower, a little bit lower. You learn how to play. You think about the real nice timers, and I think about Ruturaj. Yeah. Lovely timer of the cricket ball. Sai Sudharsan, very similar, obviously a left-hander, but he times the ball nicely. When you play on lower, slower surfaces that hold in the pitch a little bit, you have to get your timing right. Yeah. And he's shown today that he's very adept at playing in those type of conditions. I mean, that's a superb knock. It really is. As you said, team in trouble, strike rate 171, remained not out. He was still hitting boundaries at the back end of the innings. I think, to be honest, Bangalore bowled pretty well.
Yeah.
Not too many holes you can pick. They went after the 6th bowling option. They went after Cameron Green a little bit more than Bangalore would have liked. But I think they've bowled relatively well. Yeah. And they've still got 200.
Oh, I was also thinking of one more thing. I think if you look at it this way and how they played today, perhaps, it's premature to say that, the Titans may have solved their batting order issues.
Okay.
Because I think if you're saying that Shahrukh is a nervous starter and he's not getting enough balls, now you're batting him at 4, he's getting enough balls. Miller was not exactly enjoying himself at 4. Perhaps you can push it back to 5. He doesn't need to go at 6, but he can play at 5. And it works perfectly. If Shahrukh takes that spot and makes 4 his own, I think it solves a lot of problems for this team.
Yeah, on the back end of this tournament, it really would, because that's the problem with their batting order. The middle order has not been giving them much. And today with Shahrukh giving them that innings at almost 200 strike rate, that's worked out. I love the fact that I think they had Tewatia and Rashid both padded out.
Well, then you think about, they can leave Omar Zai out. Yeah. Bring Spencer Johnson back, Manohar at 6, Tewatia at 7, Rashid at 8.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah. Looks good.
Looks all right.
It looks like a good batting order. Well, talking about good batting orders, there's a good batting order on the other side as well. But let's talk about their bowling first. As Dooley mentioned, they were good. They were good. They'll be happy. They'll take a 42-run power play any day, especially when you've put the opposition into bat. But this is how it's ended for them. Cameron Green, that over last one that he bowled, 19th, was expensive because Sai Sudharsan got after him. Karan Sharma, well, Shahrukh, I think, nervous start, but then he got after Karan Sharma, Glenn Maxwell, Yash Dayal. They were pick of the bowlers for you, Dooley, today?
Swapnil did a great job, I think, when you open up the bowling inside the power play as a spinner. Yeah. Terrific figures for him. I was a little bit surprised they didn't go to either him or Maxwell or even Jacks with the 2 left-handers in there. We hear about this all the time. Yeah. But yet, when the 2 lefties were there at the end, they didn't go to either of those 2. I thought maybe they could have gone for 1 over, but it wasn't the option that they chose. I think across the board, outside, I like the fact that Gujarat went after Karan Sharma and Cameron Green, that 5th, 6th bowling option. I like the fact they went after them. They had to go at someone, and they made a conscious effort to do it.
There is a stat that's been whispered in my ear which says this is the 28th time that Bangalore bowling has conceded 200. And that's the joint highest in the tournament with Punjab, tied with Punjab, right? Also, I feel like, again, see, you got to look at all numbers in context. A lot of them have come in the Chinnaswamy, where perhaps even I could hit 200. Okay.
How did you go?
No, you hit 200 today, by the way.
How did you play this morning?
Yeah.
You both hit 200 today, by the way.
I went well this morning.
Right,
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're in good form?
I'm in good form.
Okay, that's good.
I could do this at Chinnaswamy, but not this season. This season's Chinnaswamy is being a little tricky. It's being a little tricky. But yeah, they've given away the 200. But I'm just saying, looking at that batting lineup, Joy, when you look at that, they've played their 4 foreigners as batters today. And those 4 batters are, well, Glenn Maxwell, Cameron Green, Will Jackson, Faf du Plessis, no less. And add to that, Virat Kohli leading the run-scoring chart this season. Rajat Patidar on the back of, 19 or 20 ball 50.
Yeah, 20 ball 50, yeah.
Yeah, they're good. There's, of course, our young man, DK there. There's Maipal Lomror who may come in. you'd look at that batting lineup and you'd say, I'd back these guys to get 200.
Look, you know what I'd do, and this may be from left field. I'd really love to see one of Kohli or du Plessis come at 3 and let Jacks go in up front and let him be fearless. I mean, the problem is, whatever it is, it's not that Kohli and du Plessis are not trying to score.
Yeah.
But they're carefully scoring. They're taking somebody needs to disrupt.
Give them a Frasier McGurk kind of start.
Exactly. Somebody, this whole word, and I think it's very overused in the startup time, disruption.
Yeah.
But all the top batters in this tournament are disrupting. Travis Head is disrupting. Abhishek Sharma is disrupting.
Yeah.
Fraser McGurk is disrupting. You need a disruptor. You cannot play by the rules. So even if there's a, Faf out there, Faf can't stand and wait for the ball. He's got to do something to change the bowler's length. And that's what players are doing nowadays. And if you can't do it, which is fair enough, you guys are both two of the greatest T20 players ever, let a younger man, let a Will Jacks go and try and do it for them. But you need that first 6 because given the fact that this ball is turning out here, you're going to have Rashid, you're going to have Noor.
Yeah.
Do something.
It also give a little respite to Virat and let him play what you require from him.
That was the reason I wanted Will Jacks to open as soon as he came in the side. I said right at the start, get Faf to 3 and Jacks at the top, and it might just free them up a little bit at the top end and give them some power that they need.
That could happen. Remember, today the openers for Gujarat found it tough. How tough will the openers find it for Bangalore? And remember, they've got Gujarat's got enough bowlers who will. And again today, since there wasn't that much pace in the pitch, Dooley, it was kind of holding. It was a little sluggish. It was not easy to score fluidly in the beginning. Gujarat's got the bowlers to do that. Somebody like Mohit Sharma will be keen to get back on, after the last showing. Rashid, Noor, Sai Kishore will
I'd
definitely...
expect Sai Kishore to probably bowl one of the first or second overs.
He'll come earlier than the 19th.
Earlier than the 19th, I would hope, please.
Left-arm spinner, Virat, they will toss the ball to a left-arm spinner early.
I want to quickly go from one opener to another. Now, I know I'm jumping between the first game and the second game, but it is one of those days, a double-headed day. It's a Sunday. There's a lot of cricket going on today. And we're going to talk about one team that you love us talking about. Well, everybody loves talking about them. That's the Chennai team, because we're talking about good starts, solid starts. And Chennai has not been getting so many of them this season. It's something that has been their success template for very long. They again did a disruption. They got Ajinkya Rahane at 3 last year. That was their disruption. Great season. This year they disrupted their disruption by making him open. And I feel that the heat may be a little too much at that spot. So we thought he needs some jaldi cooling. So this is our coolest advice, powered by Crompton Air Coolers, Jaldi Cooling. Dooley, what does Rahane do? What do they do with Rahane?
It's a tough one. What's he had? Three goes. He got a 30-odd and 2 low scores at the top of the order. He's a high-quality player. There's no doubting about that. He needs pace on the ball, I think, early on to manoeuvre. To make the most of that power play, he just needs pace on the ball. So how does he find it? Does he have momentum into the ball a little bit for the seamers? He's not a 6-hitter. He's a timer of the ball. He's a 4-hitter more so. So maybe he's just got to get a little bit more momentum from himself into the ball. I'm not saying charge everything, but just make sure you're getting a little bit forward, because he plays the pull shot well anyway. Yeah. And at Chennai, you shouldn't really get bounced out. It's not a quick bouncy pitch where you're going to go at the ball and be worried about getting hit in the head too much. So I'd just like to see him get a little bit more momentum into the ball rather than hanging back a bit.
Yeah, it's a little strange though, because he's got a chance to open this time because now there was Conway last year. Conway went, Rachin Ravindra came, and now they've decided to go with Rituraj and Ajinkya, of course, as the openers. You'd think that if he was so successful at 3, opening means even more balls in the power play. So it seems a little counterintuitive that the runs are lesser.
Yeah, more balls against fast bowling, because that is... See, there's a very clear role. He was bought to go after the fast bowlers.
Yeah.
Dubey has the role of going after the spinners. That has been clearly told that you're the guys who are going to take these down, and you have that timing because he is technically sound. He's not scared of fast bowling, which a lot of Indian guys are. So he's very good with fast bowling. He knows how to play the short ball. The point is, I think he needs to just settle into what he's doing, because at the moment, the problem is that halfway through a tournament, when you make a change, it requires a little bit of time for him to settle into the place. I think he just needs to settle down, because it's a great opportunity for him. And I just find it remarkable the way he's rediscovered his career after coming to Chennai. I mean, he was in Kolkata, batting here and there, doing nothing. Suddenly he comes out here, he's been told, okay, you're the guy to go after pace.
Yeah.
So that's a formula that worked. Stick to it, don't change it.
I wonder if they could move him back to 3 and get Moeen to open.
Oh,
that would be. We're in sync. We're in sync
today. Look at our score guess.
Yeah.
We tied the score guess.
And then
Mo to open, right, left again.
Well, what that does also is it takes away all those lefties through the middle. You've got Moeen, you've got Jadoo,
Beautiful.
You've got Dubey. So it takes away all the lefties through the middle. So I wonder whether there might be a shift today if Moeen's definitely in the batting lineup.
Yeah.
Get him to the top with Ruturaj and bat Jinx back at 3 and then have, they've been using Jadeja at 4. Dubey at 5, so there is that option if they want to go down that track.
Could they do that? Well, we've got some advice that has come in, our winners as well. Let's have a look at what that is. A quick look. This is from VR Rajput. Abhishek Sharma's vulnerability against left-arm bowlers is noticeable. This is just advice for the match. Coolest advice for Chennai is to unleash the fizz in the power play, aiming for impeccable line and length. This tactic could disrupt the opposition's opening partnership effortlessly. Well, even if it takes some effort, Chennai will be up for it because you need to break that opening partnership. The next one has come in from Vipin Artist. It says, in recent matches, Travis Head has struggled with the short ball. My coolest advice for Chennai is to use Matisha Pathirana in the starting overs, targeting short balls. Even if he doesn't get wickets, it creates pressure and restricts runs. So if I was to join both of these, I would say you basically want Pathirana and Fizz to open the bowling. Got it. Easy message. Easy message, no problem. You're our winners, so congratulations. You're going to get some goodie bags from Crompton. So that was our coolest advice, powered by Crompton Air Coolers. Jaldi cooling. All right, well, tricky now, after looking at the way it's played. What do you think is going to be in the power play? They definitely don't want to lose a wicket. Got a lot of batters, even if they lose a wicket.
What did Gujarat get? 44, 45, 42?
They were 42 in the power play.
They're struggling.
Struggled.
Oh, Lord. You're definitely going to get a Sai Kishore over in the power play. And they're not going to go after it because Gujarat lost a wicket to Swapnil, trying to force the pace. Just trying to confuse you guys. I've confused myself. I am thinking. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, what do you think? I'll go first then if you want. I will take a very sort of middle of the road conservative approach and go 53.
Jeez.
He's given me no option. I have to go above that because I'm not going to go below 53. So I'm going to go 62.
62. All right, cool. So I can sit right in the middle of that. What is it? 57 and a half is right.
And now you're getting really technical. 57 and a half.
I'll go 58.
58.
I'll go 58.
Yeah, okay.
All right. It's going to be a 48-run power play, isn't it?
It's 3 dot balls and a single.
We have committed to it. So that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be 48. We have to give a shout out to Manish Batavia, who's languishing at 10% in the guessing game. He's finally got one right today.
Oh.
And I'll tell you, Joy is my witness. We were sitting there in the third over with him, and he said, my guess is 197. Mine was 193. I said, Batavia, you have hitched your wagon to the right star. I'm going to get your point today. Did I not say that to him?
You did.
I'm going to get your point today.
And he was jumping up, and I thought he was still sitting down, but he was actually jumping up and down about it as well.
That is so unfair.
That is, you can't. That's at 6'5", that joke is illegal.
Is it? Oh, sorry.
It's illegal. It is.
I'll get cancelled now. I'll get cancelled now, won't I?
Most of our show is illegal anyway.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff.
And most people get cancelled anyway.
But as we told you, we have 0 pieces of candy, particularly Lonavla fudge, to give to anyone. It's all been eaten. It's all done. It's gone. That's all we have time for. This was our last show. Everyone's like, what are they on? Nobody cares. They've all gone. They're like, oh, this was a dot over. From Simon Doull, Joy Bhattacharya and Gaurav Kapur, it is goodbye. We're going to see you at the end of the 10th over. That's when we come with Cricbuzz Combox. Bangalore needs to get 201 to get 2 points. Otherwise, if they don't do it today, mathematically, philosophically, biologically, physically, they're gone. Right, Joy,
done.
can you tell me?
Cooked.
That's it.
Done.
Booked and booked. All right, great. So that's motivation enough for them. Motivation for us to come back? Pieces of fudge. We'll tell you more about it when we see you in the next show. Goodbye.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೇ
Hyderabad 50 Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दियो